Did you get that, Pugs? Good shit, man.
Can you not talk with your mouth full on the potty, man?
It's disgusting,
It's
man.
disgusting.
Did you find your sauce, mate?
I did.
Good on you, man.
For all you mad bastards loving the Big Show podcast, get up even closer on Instagram, YouTube and TikTok, or raw dog it 4 to 7 every weekday on Radio Hauraki.
Yeah, man.
Hi, boy.
I had to finish my mouthful before I started talking.
Like you missed it, was like this.
And I've got crumbs stuck in my throat as I speak.
Jason's just eaten a venison pie with tomato sauce, which I think is a travesty.
It's a fucking
Do
travesty.
you really?
I do.
Any sauce that I have, it doesn't matter what it is, I'll have
Any pie that you have.
I'll have sauce in it.
Yeah.
That seems crazy. Because
Really?
I love sauce. I'm a sauce boy.
Yes.
But I only put sauce on a pie if it's bland.
Right.
Yeah.
Mogey.
I don't think every pie suits sauce.
No.
I very rarely use
Mince
tomato
and
sauce.
cheese?
Very rarely.
Or a steak, yes.
yeah.
Yes.
It's too much effort, actually.
Even
I
a
wouldn't
fish
bother.
pie, I have sauce.
Yeah.
What kind of sauce? Tomato.
Yeah, tomato sauce
What?
with my white
So
sauce.
you're having sauce with your pastry. You're not having it with the contents of the pie. The contents of the
Well,
pie
yeah,
are
I guess
irrelevant.
so. I guess so, but it doesn't seem that crazy to me to have sauce with a venison pie.
Okay, let's do a
I'm not a big poll. Okay.
Yeah.
A podcast big poll.
I'm not convinced about venison, to be honest.
yeah?
I've never been a big fan of
Love it. Absolutely love it.
It's
So-
no yummer than beef to me.
I've had.
I can't see the
I
difference.
never used to really eat it. Well, it's not. I find it's much higher in protein and it's cheaper.
Right.
So yeah, it's a goer.
Oh, wow.
I remember our mechanic, who was a hunter, gave us some venison.
Was he not a mechanic? Your mechanic.
He's retired now.
So now he's a hunter.
Well, yeah, I think mostly he hunts, but that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But that was deeply marinated in all sorts of juices. So
You were a hunter back in the day, eh?
I would actually
You were
like...
hunting that ass.
Poon hunter used to.
They used to call you ass boy.
They used to call you the ass man.
No, what did we call it the other day? Not eating ass.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
There was some kind of ass reference.
Was there?
Yes.
Eating ass.
King of the ass.
That doesn't sound like something we'd say on this podcast.
No, I can't remember specifically what it was.
Was that the mechanic that fucked your car up?
No.
Okay, fuck that guy.
I don't talk about him. He's still there, but I don't go to him anymore.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that'll
big of you,
show.
man.
Just went, no, I drew the line when he damaged my car and then,
Why don't you
And want to
name...
give you the money back, and you just paid it.
and then denied
drew
it.
the line.
Then denied it.
What?
And then,
You showed him, did you?
but he did pay for the stuff that needed fixing on my car, apart from that part
Yeah.
that needed fixing.
Why
He
don't
did
you-
pay for all that.
You've
Well,
got
he
a-
didn't charge me
You've
for
got a
it.
platform here. Why don't you just say the name of the mechanics?
No, I'm not going to do that, Keyzie.
Or just what
Because
area of
that's not the
Auckland?
sort of person I am. I'd feel terrible.
But he doesn't feel terrible.
Well, I think he did actually feel terrible
Mm.
because in the end he said this was, because he had to do all these repairs on the car because it was going in for a warrant. He said, I won't charge you for any of that, and he did a full service.
Right.
So I went, okay, probably not the equivalent of
Definitely
what
not.
it would have cost to get it fixed up.
Just,
Yeah.
But I just went, I can't be bothered.
I get it, and there's sometimes you just have to be like that. But I will say that your car, things that needed repairing for a warrant, would have been zero.
Yeah, there were a few little things.
Like what?
I can't even remember what they were.
Nah, they
now.
would. Your car's
Yeah.
immaculate, man. It would have been sweet as.
But yeah,
What was wrong with you, Jizz boy?
I don't know, Mogey. Some sort of cold,
Yeah, there we go.
snot,
Yeah, that sounds like a cold.
phlegm.
I don't know. You're like, what is this thing? Coughing,
Well,
snot.
I mean, there's lots of influenza going around.
I
but
mean,
also,
I don't need an exact code name.
Yeah, well, that's
but
what I mean.
it
I
was a
can't
flu.
give you. It
Flu or
wasn't
cold.
COVID.
Yeah.
But I was also very. I couldn't get my temperature right, so I'd be really hot and sweaty,
Fever.
and then freezing cold.
Fever, yeah.
chills.
Yes, so it wasn't pleasant.
No. You got over it pretty quick because you're a backbone. You don't look
Yeah.
100% to be
No, I'm
honest.
still not 100%.
Yeah.
I reckon my voice will crap out about halfway through.
I reckon if you just take it chill. Actually,
Yes.
because you have a habit of whenever your voice isn't 100%, you'll
I talk
start
more.
You talk more, and you'll start the show with a "G'day, you silly."
I'll tell you why it is though, because I don't talk much during the weekend.
Yeah, right.
And in the last 4 days, I haven't talked very much. So, what I find is when I come back on the radio and I haven't talked for a while, my voice fucks out.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for you fellas to do all the talking.
Well, it's just
Same.
par for the course, isn't it?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I'm happy with that, man.
Yeah, cool.
Mogey,
Sucking on.
you start.
Hey?
You start
No.
doing all the talking.
Oh,
And then I'll
I
jump
see. Yeah. Well, my wife's left me. You won't know that.
Yes, I do know that.
Oh, you've been listening
did
to
you
the
get
show.
away okay?
She did get away okay, yes.
And she having a ball?
She slept for 8 hours on the plane
Wow.
over to Dubai.
That is amazing.
I'm
Because
so jealous
being
of
on
that.
a plane for, that first leg, which is 16, 17 hours, is it? Something ridiculous. That sucks, but not as much as working and having a kid. So she's little, so she can just go to sleep, and she just passed out bliss because she's
Yes.
been so exhausted from all the work. So she did that, and then she had to walk 4K at the terminal in Dubai to the next gate.
Did she miss a bus or something?
4Ks, no, it's just inside.
Wow.
That's how big the terminal is. You just
Awesome.
walk
Massive.
for 4K.
That's
Yes.
pretty cool.
And then she went to Barcelona, got the bus in, and then got to her place. And she got there, and she said it looked a little bit shady, her comm. I was like, what made it shady? She goes, there's a guy outside sort of leaning on the curb smoking a cigarette. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like well, I said, was he punching his fist? Punching the palm of his hands? That's how you know he's
Like
a bad
West
guy.
Side Story.
Yeah.
And then she went in there, beautiful. Like she's shown me all the videos. She's had me on the old face chat there. Walked in, checked in, 5 backbones in their mid-20s from New Zealand, checking into the same hotel.
Really?
Five dudes.
You're joking?
No.
Fucking hell.
She said she's heard practically no Spanish since she got there. It's just all Americans and English.
I hated that. Like in Rome, it was like that.
Yeah.
Which is why I hated the Colosseum, because I was like, you're in this thing I've always wanted to go see, and all I could hear was Americans talking loudly
Yeah,
and
that's the
being
dream.
idiots.
Yes.
And for some reason, I feel like I'm a better tourist than they are.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that. This is.
I'm sorry about
cheesy
these tourists.
Yeah, man.
To the Spanish people. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Oh, yeah. Or Italian in this case.
But at least I'm like, oh, hey, I'm from New Zealand. We get
Yeah,
tourists
we
as
get it.
well.
We get it.
We get it.
I don't know if
American.
you guys know this. I went to Vietnam at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. On a sex tour.
Yeah, with my family. With
Good
all
cover.
my
Good
all my
cover, man.
girls.
Didn't you say
a
you were
lo- a
dusting
lot-
off your old hunting gear, your old poon hunting gear?
A lot of Americans
Didn't
there
you say
too.
it was like shooting poon in a barrel?
It's actually really bugging me that I can't remember what this arse eating thing was. It wasn't arse eating.
It was
eating
Hoyte
arse.
J loves eating ass.
No, it wasn't eating ass. It was something else.
Sucking on a chili dog.
Not ripping ass?
No, not ripping ass. But anyway, but my wife had that experience as well in Dubai
Yeah.
because it's fucking massive.
Yeah.
Because she was flying to Europe.
It
and
would
they-
have been the same airport.
Yes, and they had to walk for kilometres and kilometres to get to where they were going, which seems a bit extreme.
At least you're somewhere you've never been and everything's really like.
Well, it's the gateway to Europe. So it's going to be a big bastard.
But the only thing for them was it was like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So everything was
And
closed.
so there were a few things open, but not really.
Oh, yeah.
So they mostly just slept on uncomfortable chairs.
Looking forward to it.
When I went last time I went through to Europe, we went via Shanghai because it was the cheapest flights we could get.
Yes.
And it was like, it was 4:30 when we landed, and I was like starving and thirsty. And at like 5:30 a.m., the stall opened, and it was a craft beer stall. And I was like, oh, I want to have a craft beer while I'm in China. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And so many people were giving me the weirdest looks.
Oh, were they?
Because it was 5:30 a.m. and
There
I was
is,
having
but
a
there
beer.
is no time in an airport.
No,
That's-
totally.
Yeah.
It's all good.
You mind your business in an airport.
Whereas in New Zealand, we don't give a fuck.
Nah.
You know,
Well,
people
you still do. So I do
Oh,
see it, but then I'm like, oh well, yeah, I don't know what
if I
timetable
see
they're on.
someone punching wines at 9,
Yeah, they get on the bubbles though. That's a trick.
Yeah.
that's a trick.
They go,
Bubbles
it's
is
celebration.
It's a breakfast drink.
Yes.
apparently.
And
Yes,
celebration,
yeah, and I'm
yeah.
all for it.
What's it called?
Miles.
Mimosa.
Mimosa, yeah.
Is that a bit of orange juice?
Mimosa hold the orange juice, yeah.
Ah, see.
Yeah. But my wife there, she's doing this art course. It starts tomorrow. 10. Do 3 hours, then they got a break for an hour, and then I think it goes till 5. But she was trying to have a moi last night at about 9:30, and she said that the city was just starting.
Oh, yes, because they have dinner at 9.
So she came outside, fireworks. It's still broad daylight.
Yeah.
Bang, 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 bang. And so it's just expected that you will be up till midnight. And that's why the school starts at 10 and not at
You'll get up late,
7
though.
or 8. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Much
she'll be
more
getting up late. So she's
civilised.
just trying to get used to that time. The problem that she's had is some people in the room next door to her that kept her awake all night the first night. They went to
Making
bed
love?
about 5 o'clock. No, just yabbering and
Right.
stumbling around and falling into the wall and all sorts of shit. And I just said, they'll just be... She goes, they go and they come back, they go and they come back. I said, they'll be going to a bar and then they'll be coming back and racking up. And then they'll be going
go
back to the
back
bar.
to another bar.
And then last night, it happened again. And so she...
Bought earplugs.
she's already got those.
Oh, it didn't work.
So loud.
Wow.
So loud. And then so she ended up going and banging on the door.
Yeah, right.
And joining the party.
yeah,
Yeah.
baby.
Speaking of courses, my youngest started her new course today, her tertiary course proper. And I said, did you meet some nice people? And she said, one guy said he liked my top. And I said, oh, yeah, but did you have some nice chats with people? And she said, no, I just keep my headphones on all day. And it's like, well, you've got to actually make a bit of an effort if you're going to do
She's
that.
your daughter.
But she was
Right
just
there.
100%.
like massively dressed like a Westie, just black
Yeah.
everything with massive sweatshirt, massive jeans.
Jace
Yeah.
literally
She
came
didn't
in.
even have any music on. She's just
No,
got the
just
headphones on to keep
headphones.
people away.
Just the big show.
Yeah.
Jace literally came in and said, I haven't talked to anyone for 4 days.
yeah.
So, another thing too is it'll be people of a similar interest.
And you only answered half your texts as well.
I know, because I was sleeping most of the time.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, yeah. So when I texted and asked if it was a cold or a flu, 30 seconds after you replied to me, were you asleep?
Yeah. And so when I texted you and I said...
said, is it a cough or something?
Yeah. And you didn't bother answering
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Was
Well,
it,
you're
you're
asleep.
asleep then.
But it was one of the, I would have nodded back to sleep.
Sure.
But here's the thing. You know what it's like, fellas, and people message you and then you completely forget that they have.
I don't do that. I reply straight away.
Used to me, man.
Yeah, but that's kind of dweebish.
Keep
Hey.
wanting more.
That's kind of needy.
Hey,
Knee deep in
knee
poon
deep in
when you're on
poon
one of your
tag
tours.
with the Poon Hunter. Hey, listen to the Big Show 4 till 7 every weekday afternoon on Radio Hauraki. It's really great.
Jason Hoyte, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie. Weekdays from 4 on Radio Hauraki. Or give their podcast a hoon on iHeartRadio.